Hello everybody, welcome back. I hope you're doing great. First off, if you hear rain, it is kind of raining. Even thought it's sunny. It's sunny but it's raining. It doesn't make sense. But if you hear it, it's that. Hopefully it doesn't, you cannot hear it as much as I am hearing it now, but hopefully it doesn't get worse. It just stays like a light rain. And that's all. Even though the sun is out now, so I don't think it's gonna rain anymore, but we'll see. Either way, I'm gonna try and do this quick because I feel like there's more rain coming, so doing this quick might be the best thing to do. Today we have another get to know, and this one I am super happy I'm able to do because I absolutely love this group and I really wanted to do it. I just knew that the music portion of this was going to be very long, so I tried my best to make it as short as I could because this group I feel like has released a lot of music since they debuted, so I tried to make it as short as I could, but I still feel it's going to be a long one. Today we're going to be talking about OnlyOneOf. If you don't know, OnlyOneOf is a boy group. They debuted a while back ago, and I feel like they are more popular outside of Korea. Like internationally, I feel like they're more popular, but I also feel like, you know, they're growing in Korea, but I feel like their fan base is definitely more international and they're very underrated in Korea in my opinion. I think it's mainly because of the concept that they have, which we will talk about it in a second. I still wanted to make a video about them because I absolutely love them, and they have come here to Puerto Rico twice. I had the amazing chance to see them twice. The first came on April of last year, I think it was, and that concert was fire. It was almost sold out, I think. And then this year on April again, they came again here, and that concert was fire as well. I absolutely loved it. So yeah, they just did a lot of my favorite songs, and I almost lost my voice in both concerts, especially the second one. I was just singing every single song because they did every song that I love. Today we're going to be talking about them. So if you don't know anything about them, you can go ahead and keep watching. If you do, you might learn a few new things, but let's get right into it so it's not that long. So, and this time I have on my mouse because usually I just do here, so I was like, I should use my mouse for these videos. I think it'll be better and it won't look as weird, but we'll see. Like I said, their name is OnlyOneOf, and when I was looking what the name means just to make sure that I was on the right track, I found a few things. Even one of them I didn't even fully know. It appeared a lot. So the first thing that I saw the most was that the name means that they form one team, but also they want to break the stereotype of how groups should be and want to show different styles of music and performances. Their concept since they debuted, even though I feel like lately it's not shown, it's more shown in the music and the dancing rather than the music video, but they always have stuck with the concept of boy love, or BL for the people that know it like that. And another thing that I found that it keeps appearing, okay? Definitely true because it keeps appearing everywhere. But it's something about a universe. I'll put the part on the screen, but specific page that I saw this, it said the main concept that OnlyOneOf embraces as a group is infinite expansion. Let's see if I can say these words. When the group debuted, they described their beginning as a dot. With each new release, they declared their ambition to continue to leap in every way, expanding into more dimensions, turning into lines, then planes. The structural universe serves as a metaphor for endless exploration and evolution the group pursues, both as artists and people. It also serves as a clear reminder that their multi-facet cannot say that humanness, including negative traits and ideas that are stereotypically absent in most idol concepts and groups. Like, I knew their whole thing was breaking the stereotype and doing concepts that are not seen in groups. I didn't know about the whole like universe thing. I don't know if they still do it, if they just started with that, but that is one thing that I found that I didn't fully know about. Guess they're still doing it, but I'm not entirely sure. Their fan club name is actually kind of cute in my opinion. It is Lion, but it is Lyon, and it means the fans protect and support them the same way that a lion does to their family. So the fans, Lion, are only one of family. So up to this day there is 6 members in OnlyOneOf. We have KB, Rie, Yuyoung, Yoonji, Mil, and 9. Now I should mention when they debuted there were 7 of them. There was a member called Love, and then on 2021, if I don't have it wrong here, 2021 was that he left the group and the company for personal reasons, and since that time they kept promoting as 6 members. They are under 8D Entertainment. Now I tried to find a little bit more information about this company like I always do with these videos, but I didn't find anything really about them. They have a few soloists. The only group that they have is OnlyOneOf, but I did saw something called 1D Girls, which when I looked it up it looked like a girl group that was going to debut. Now I say was, I don't know if to say was or is, because the only thing that I found was the name that it was announced in 2020. There were nothing about members or trainees that were possibly debuting in this. Haven't seen anything, and that was in 2020, so it's been like 4 years of this, so I don't know if it's still going to happen or not. So let's talk about the music. I'm gonna try and make this as quick as I can. I skipped some stuff and I'm gonna mention them very quickly because it is a lot. Like, they have been around for a bit. They debuted on 2019, so it's been a couple of years already. There's a lot of music here. So, like I said, they debuted on May 28th of 2019, and it was my mini album called Dot Point Jump. So this is where I feel started the whole universe thingy that I mentioned at the beginning. And this mini album had actually 2 title tracks. We had Time Leap and Savannah. Instead of like having like a cute or like a boyish kind of crush concept, they were going more into the sexy, sensual concept, you know, showing their masculine side but also their feminine side, especially in the dances. I feel like this got the attention of the public straight away because it's not something that was being seen a lot in K-pop in 2019. Time Leap is more of a pop track. It's more of the direction that OnlyOneOf wants to take their career to. Savannah is different. Savannah is more of a dance beat. It has more of a darker concept compared to Time Leap, and it's more sexy. I feel like they were showing more the negative side of love, or the kind of love that leaves you kind of out of breath for a while, but still you try to keep it. So it's more the opposite side of love. On October 30 of 2019, they had the first comeback with another mini album called Line Sun Goddess, and the title track is Sage. I think that's how you say it, Sage. So while Savannah was more of that burning sensation of wanting that and not letting it go even though it's kind of hurting you, Sage is more of trying to be saved from it, you know, to be saved from it but not having anybody to save you from it, you know, from that love that is hurting you, that kind of a thing. Sage is more intense in the sense of the vibes and the message. So in only 2 comebacks we're seeing drastic difference in what love means compared to what other groups were talking about it. January 30 of 2020 they had a comeback, and this time it was a single, and it is called, I forgot to say this, but a lot of their names are very weird when it comes to like the singles and the mini albums. Like the titles of it are very weird, so I apologize if you get confused. But the single is called Unknown Art Pop 2.1, and the single is called Dora Mar, I think that's how you pronounce it. This one has a little bit of a story. When I was looking at it, I was like, oh, okay, this one is more than I thought it was. This song is based on a real person that was a muse of Picasso. It was like the fifth lover of Picasso, from what I read. And this person stayed with Picasso even after breaking up. And in their debut mini album there was a song called Picasso, so in a way this one, Don Omar, is kind of following the same timeline of Picasso, but in the way that the muse was looking at him. So it's like Picasso is his vision and this one is the other person's vision. So it's kind of, you get like the two stories from both people. On May 21 of 2020, they released another single called Produced By, and then parentheses, and then P1. There's nothing in the parentheses, just parentheses. The title track is Angel. These songs were made by some of the most recognized producers in K-pop specifically, and they wanted them to kind of help OnlyOneOf show different sides of them with their music. And the one that won as a title track was Angel, that was produced by Grey, which I feel like everybody knows who Grey is at this point. And you know, it continues the whole good versus evil kind of vibe that OnlyOneOf have been showing all their concepts. And then on August 27 of 2020 they did the same thing, the same name, just part 2, and the same thing with recognized producers. And this time the title track that won was A Song of Ice and Fire. Again, still showing different sides of them, and this one was actually by Groovy Room, which I think they're very popular. I have heard their name, and again, it's the whole thing of breaking the form and the stereotype in K-pop in their own way and all of that. The title track is about love, but it's a love that feels like a fantasy in a way. It's different depending on the couple. So again, different kind of vibe from what OnlyOneOf have been releasing. They didn't release anything else in 2020. They took a tiny bit of a break, and then on April 8th of 2021 they released a mini album called Instinct. I cannot say that. Part 1, and the title track is Libido. Now I'm pretty sure by me saying this name a lot of you already just catch on who is OnlyOneOf, because I feel like this is the song that broke the internet for a while because of the song, music video, and dance as well. I feel like this is the song that put OnlyOneOf on the map, and it's the song that everybody was like, okay, now we see how you are different from other boy groups of this time. That song took everybody, just took everybody soul out of their body, including mine. Have their own sexy concepts, and with Libido they just showed everybody like we're not like the other groups. It was, I feel like it was Libido. Libido was like what put them on the map, for me at least. Libido is basically that impulse that a lot of people feel, and the song is expressing that impulsive mind of a boy. Libido is something that not too many people talk about. They wanted to show that it exists. They wanted to show that the more a boy tries to hide it, the stronger it gets, and more subconscious kind of stuff started happening. It shows in their body even without the boy noticing. Very strong there, and something that I'm pretty sure nobody will thought of doing a song, but OnlyOneOf did. So on July 15 of 2021 they released a single called Produced By, parentheses, myself, and the title track is Question Mark. With this one, the OnlyOneOf was divided into 3 groups. Each group released a song, and then later on it was voted that Question Mark was going to be the title track of it. So again, they had a chance to kind of show their concepts again, but this time by themselves, because all of this was wrote by themselves. Question Mark is kind of the continuation of Libido, in a sense of asking the question of what happened to the boy, led by his instincts after the whole thing of Libido. So it was a good song to pick because it followed the story, so it followed everything, so it was a good song. So September 10th of 2021 they released another single and it was called Our No Ballad 2.3 and the title track is Mono. By this time was that Love already left the group and they continue promoting as 6 members, by the way. This song, there isn't fully a music video for it. It's like a special clip type of a thing. I think it is even in black and white if I remember. But this song is mainly just remembering those memories, how they felt. So in a way you can think of it as something that released after Love left the group, but also just them remembering good times and kind of be like, we're still a group and we're still going to give you guys the music and be together always and all that. So it was like a good, you know, you can kind of, because it was released after Love left, you know, it's kind of a way of them remembering the good times. So in 2022 they really didn't release Korean music. I feel like, at least when I was making the list, from this point on they were releasing a lot of Japanese music. So to mention it kind of quickly, because we could speed up 22 and 23 because there's a bunch of things this year 2022 and beginning of 2023, so we're just gonna speed through this. So like I said, they were focusing more on the Japanese comeback and debuts. I feel like in this year they debuted in Japan with a mini album that was all of the songs that they have already released in Korean, just in Japanese, more of the popular songs with a couple of new ones here and there. They released another mini album like 2 or 3 days after releasing the best albums, and this one was a new song called Skins, which they did do a Korean version of it later on. And Skins I did for here. It was more about expressing your desire to be with that person and getting to know them in all ways possible. So they released this first in Japanese and then later on they released it in Korean. But it was first released in Japanese. The rest of 2022 they released 2 more singles in Japan, and then after that they released a bunch of solo music. They were basically put into duos and each one will release a single and both duos will kind of form a story in a way. So they just did this in 2022. So to mention it very quickly, it was kind of a project I feel like they were doing this whole year because it took the rest of 2022 and beginning of 2023. So it was like a long project kind of a thing that they were doing. So to mention it very quickly, on June 2022, Yoojun, cannot say his name, he released the single Begin, and it is about the beginning to the story of as a relationship that wouldn't be blessed by anybody. July was Be Free by KB, and it concludes the story and it's not being able to confess but still talking about it in the future. August was the next story with Be Mine by Junji, and it is about the emotions are being hidden, they still find a way to come out. In October it was Because by Ri, finishing the story of showing us that they can be different type of love in this world and not all of them are the same. And then on November it was Beat by Mel, and it was expressing the sound of our hearts when we see the person we like and how different it is from the normal sound that our hearts do with other people. And then on January of 2023 was this whole thing finished with Beyond by 9, and it is expressing that he wishes their songs would comfort us and cheer us up and feel like a blessing. That is basically their 2022/2023 releases. So there was no full group comeback until March 2 of 2023 that they released a mini album called Soul Collection. The title track was Soul Drift, and this includes one of my favorite songs, which is Chrome Art, which I feel like they released first in Japanese and then they released it in Korean for this mini album, if I better remember. This one is more soul drift, and specifically the song that was more close to what people were releasing in 2023, like groups were releasing, but still their concept was present. The video concept was still there. So they still made it their own. They were like, okay, we're gonna release something that people are releasing, but we're gonna make our concept, or so it fits us, that kind of a thing. This song is all about going forward, always, not looking back. It doesn't matter what people are saying or seeing that you're doing. What's important is you, your feelings, the person you love, what you want in life. And again, even if you try to hide it, it won't matter, because it is who you are, and it will always come out even if you try to hide it. And then to finish, on 2023 they didn't release anything else, only finishing the solo stuff and then that mini album. And then on January 10 of 2024 they released another mini album called Things I Can't Say Love, and the title track being Dopamine, I think that's how you say it. And like dopamine, it makes you feel they are using it to describe when you're addicted to that person, when you get to know that person you love, and then make you feel like all those butterflies in your stomach. How strong this feeling can be, how happy they make you every time you see them or you have like a conversation for them. That's kind of what dopamine is about. And that's the last thing they released. They haven't released anything else, and I'm pretty sure the reason why is because after they released the mini album they did that huge world tour, which is the one that brought them back here in April of this year. That was a huge one in my opinion. That is how a world tour is. They went to USA, Latin America, UK, Europe, Asia. They went to so many places. That tour lasted a few months. I'm happy they haven't released anything else in a way, because I feel like they need the rest. Like that tour was huge for them, and they probably need that break to kind of relax and kind of get ready to release more music, even if it is this year or the beginning of the next one. But it was a huge tour. For me, that is a world tour, because whenever I see world tour, it's like USA, maybe 2 or 3 Latin places, and then you just go back to the other side of the world. It's like, okay, that is not a world tour. Like, that is the music from OnlyOneOf. Again, it is very different. The concept is completely different from what other groups are releasing even up to this day. You know, if you take the concept and just focus on the music, I feel like it is very good, and there's something for everybody there. They have done a lot of different type of music, so there's something for everyone in OnlyOneOf music, I feel like. And again, I feel like their fan base is more internationally, but I also feel like it's growing in Korea, so hopefully, you know, it keeps growing. For the couple of years that they have been together, I feel like this is a lot of music. If I have to say which one to start, I mean, you kind of always want to start with the debut ones, but Libido is a good way. Like, if you really want to get like a solid look at their concept, Libido is the way to start. Just look at it and be like, okay, this is for me, keep going, keep watching everything. So yeah, if any of you is a fan of OnlyOneOf, let us know which one is your favorite song. Did you go to the concert? If they went to where you live, did you go? Let me know in the comments below, and hopefully this video makes you want to get to know OnlyOneOf more, for the people that don't know anything about them. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this here, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing great, and I'm gonna see you all on the next one. Bye bye.